Yeah, FIFA has got a huge problem on its hands. FIFA is the governing body of global soccer. FIFA this week on Wednesday was sued by the Players Association, representing all the players in Europe from all the federations. They are asked for a court injunction. FIFA controls everything. They control revenue streams, sponsorships, scheduling, tournaments, etc. The players are upset that FIFA keeps adding more games to the annual yearly schedule, not compensating the players for additional games they're asked to play, and there's no recovery time for these guys. These guys are playing for their clubs in the different leagues, English Premier League, German Bundesliga, etc. Then they're playing for their country in qualifying games, CONCACAF, Gold Cup, World Cup qualifying. They're playing there. And now FIFA has started a thing called the Club World Cup, which is going to kick into gear this year, which is more games for these guys to play. And the players say, you're not compensating us for all this extra stuff, and there's no recovery time. They got some guys that have had to play 52 games. The wear and tear factor on players is unbelievable. The players are threatening a lawsuit to strike. The players are threatening to shut down La Liga in Spain, what's going on in Germany, Italy, unless they are allowed to come to the bargaining table and have input into the decisions that FIFA has been making. So that's a big issue. Second issue involving FIFA. I don't know how you control this. Team USA just played a, quote, friendly in Guadalajara. It was ugly. Mexican fans have this tradition of singing and chanting against the opposing teams. Singing and chanting homophobic slurs.
Oh, God.
It's been going on. And FIFA has fined the Mexican Federation something like $700,000. And the USA-Mexico game, friendly this week, USA lost 2-0. All these fans did was chant and sing homosexual slurs towards the American players.
Jeez.
So FIFA can't control these people. There is one way to control it. If I were king, if I were FIFA, and they've had these problems in other locales in the globe where they've really disciplined the fans and the teams. If I were FIFA, I would not schedule international events in Mexico. I would not make those games available for Mexican fans to come to the field and act the way they've acted. Take the Gold Cup games out of there. Take the CONCACAF tournament games out of Mexico. You can play them lots of other places, be it San Antonio or Los Angeles or San Juan, Puerto Rico. Don't send the international games because that's the only way you send a message. You're not going to get to see your team play at home in these important games because of the way you just continue to act and the terrible slurs against the American players. And by the way, speaking of Team USA, they lost 2-0, but they did not have four of their key guys. Christian Pulisic was not available because he was back with AC Milan. They lost Fo Balogun, their young goal scorer, shoulder dislocation. He's not going to play. Gio Reyna did not play. So they're a little bit banged up. But Mauricio Pochettino, the new head coach, says, we just need patience. I've been with this team for just 10 days. We will get better going forward as we get all of our guys there. It's so hard for him to put together the roster to train because these guys are playing their scheduled games in England or in Italy or wherever they are. There's a short window to get these guys here and train them. He said, I had 10 days with my team and some of my key guys were hurt when they got here, so we could not play them. So he said, patience, it's going to take time. So he's won one, he's lost one. So, John, FIFA making you play more games than you should be playing. And FIFA, the whole homophobic slur thing. And then you got Team USA. Now, don't kick the ball out of bounds.
This is it's amazing. First, I want to understand how a soccer player gets paid, because obviously they get a salary from their club team. They're getting all kinds of endorsements, which is varies by player. But does the national team also give them a payment, a stipend, or something?
Yeah, and there's awards money if USA does really well. USA men, women, they go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Huge bonanza if they get a medal or if they win the thing. Oh, they make tremendous money. And the women's program now is getting paid on an equal basis what the men are getting. It was not always that way. So there is a lot of revenue. But the human body can only handle so many appearances. There's got to be recovery time, and that's what these guys are threatening. I'd be shocked if the players went out on strike against FIFA, but I'll tell you what, here, NFL, they struck. How many times has baseball's players struck, canceled the World Series? This might happen unless they are given chairs at the negotiating table with FIFA. And I hate to judge anybody. FIFA is so freaking corrupt, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, you said 52 games. Was that what it was?
Yeah, some of the players had to play 52 games.
That's more than once a week. I mean, and for soccer players, that's a lot.
Where's your recovery time?
Yeah, there is, and there's like no off season. Sort of, kind of no off season. And then when they have the Champions Cup in Europe, they get extra money for that though. Right. And then is that part of their club team pays them, or is there like a separate pot of gold that they collect?
Separate pot of gold.
Okay. So hopefully they're going to have to create more of these pots so there's more money to go around. The homophobic slur thing is obviously terrible, and, and disciplining them, like, essentially blacklisting the nation for a period of time makes sense. But remember, we were just talking about this in the WNBA. This kind of crap is going on. I mean, the WNBA can't say we're not going to play in Illinois anymore, so I don't know how that's going to have to work, but it's just like, come on, people. I mean, why are we stooping into the gutter for this?
Yeah. Mexican fans say that's the way things have been. Well, it doesn't mean it's right, but they refuse. They can't silence them. Well, the simplistic way to silence them is you don't schedule international events in Mexico.
Yeah.
Make your team have to go on the road. That'll send a message, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you just hate to be in the world of like policing speech. It's tricky. It's a dangerous spot to be in. I just come on, people, why are you throwing around that garbage? Team USA, I watched it for a little while last night, and it was cool to see that the game was in Mexico. It's usually
Guadalajara.
Usually only play in America when those two teams face off. But I was looking at the roster, and a lot of these guys I didn't know. I mean, it was like the B team.
Well, they call a lot of guys up because what's the word I'm looking for? Load management.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
why they told Pulisic, don't come for this series of games. They had beaten Panama. The second friendly was against Mexico. Stay with AC Milan, do your rehab, etc. But then they get word that Balogun, who's a great young goal scorer, dislocated his shoulder. He's going to be gone 2 months. He's going to miss a whole bunch of time. And Gio Reyna has re-injured his groin. He's playing in Germany. So they got some people dinged up pretty good. Okay, those